Here at Founders Brewing Company, we believe in bringing people together.
And the importance of making Michigan a well-rounded and equitable place for everyone to live.
We are a proud supporter of the Great Michigan Read program
and the work of the Michigan Humanities.
Your participation across the state brings us all closer together.
We raise a pint to the humanities
and the fine award winners for 2020.
Cheers to our great state.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tom Dalden, and welcome to a very special edition of Under the Radar, where we celebrate and pay tribute to the people Michigan Humanities are celebrating and paying tribute to, so to speak. That's right, it's time for the Michigan Humanities Awards 2020 virtual event. Get ready to meet some fantastic folks as we honor those who make outstanding contributions to the humanities in our great state. For the next half hour, we'll be recognizing individuals and organizations who have advanced the humanities in Michigan through leadership, education, and advocacy. And to help us do just that is Michigan Humanities Executive Director, Shelley Kaspersky. Hey, Shelley, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Wonderful. And thank you again for including us in this awesome virtual event. It means a lot because you guys, from the Great Michigan Read to Poetry Out Loud to everything you guys do for organizations all across Michigan, it means a lot that you included us in this great event. And I know it's virtual this year, but there's a silver lining in that a lot more people are actually going to be exposed to this and be able to see what you guys do. So if you could just take a quick second to sort of recap and explain what Michigan Humanities is all about.
So Michigan Humanities is really just about connecting people through the things that we love so much: arts and culture, reading, philosophy, community discussions, history, and so much more. We are fortunate to provide grants all around the state of Michigan to help make that happen in your own community.
And it's great that you do this award ceremony every year, recognizing the people that do so much and reach so deep intellectually, emotionally, to help us with Michigan Humanities, which is so important. And I didn't realize what crossover Under the Radar and Michigan Humanities had until we collaborated on this. I mean, everything from, because we both kind of have the same mission to promote and create awareness for people doing great things. So we both shared stories about the Michigan Hands-On Museum, or Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum, the Arab American Museum, the Flint Institute of Arts, the Meyer Gardens, Detroit Zoo, College of Creative Studies. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's so much that we both do together.
It's so true. When you think about your show traveling around, all around Michigan, highlighting so many beautiful things and places and people, it's the same situation for us. I can travel anywhere in the state of Michigan and see the partnership of Michigan Humanities with local communities to bring wonderful cultural experiences to life. And so the work that we do really parallels one another beautifully.
Well, once again, thank you so much for including Under the Radar. So without further ado, let's get the award ceremony started because we have some important people we need to recognize.
We can't wait. Michigan Humanities began in 1974 as one of 56 humanities councils around the country. We partner with the National Endowment for the Humanities, Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs, and donors like you. With a 22-member board of directors, we provide leadership and support along with our staff to collaborate with cultural institutions across the state. Our mission is simple: to bring people together in creative ways to better understand one another and enrich lives in Michigan. In divisive times, it's critical that we build understanding through engaging in knowledge and history of cultures and reading together to view the world from another perspective. A quote that I like from the former NEH chairperson, Jim Leach, said that the arts and humanities are vastly more important in troubled times. We agree. Business leaders and those invested in nurturing cultural understanding find that humanities make us more effective leaders and better citizens. Being able to converse across differences, to think critically, to work as members of teams, to understand other cultures, these qualities all propel the world and our society forward. A shining example is Poetry Out Loud, which is a long-standing partnership between Michigan Humanities and Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs. We reach thousands of Michigan high school students each year.
Through a partnership with the Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs, the Poetry Out Loud program has been part of Michigan Humanities for 15 years. This national initiative invites students to participate in a poetry recitation competition through collaborations with teachers and schools. Representatives from each partnering school have the opportunity to compete at the state and national levels. This year, it became clear that the statewide finals could not be held in person, and Michigan Humanities pivoted to a video recitation contest and essay competition.
By Allison Hawthorne Deming.
Beautiful Wreckage by W.D. Earhart.
Sonnet number 29 by William Shakespeare.
Confessions by Robert Browning.
It is through Poetry Out Loud that I concluded linguistics as my favorite medium for me to portray my beliefs and passions in a verbal manner.
Hello, bonjour. My name is Roxy Sproul. I'm a senior from Marquette, Michigan, and I'm this year's Poetry Out Loud Essay Contest first place winner. When the Poetry Out Loud season rolled around again, I was determined to find a poem that highlighted the inequities and epigenetic trauma Indigenous peoples face.
Regardless of format, Poetry Out Loud celebrates poetry and student achievement and provides an opportunity to engage with poems and poets in new ways. This year alone, over 6,500 Michigan students in 44 Michigan schools participated, and Michigan Humanities is looking forward to the year ahead as the program continues to grow and evolve.
No pandemic can stop the humanities community from being creative. We may not have been able to hold in-person events, but we have shining examples of the work that can be done when we all pull together. This spring and summer, we've continued our humanities work through large and small grants to cultural organizations. We are acutely aware of the pandemic's impact on those that we serve. And through the Michigan Hope Grant funding, we have been able to provide an additional $670,000 through CARES Act emergency grants to 116 organizations in 53 Michigan counties. Let's hear from some of those grant recipients now.
As the COVID-19 crisis took hold, funding and support for cultural and community organizations was one of many critical issues in Michigan and across the nation. Through the CARES Act passed by Congress in March, the National Endowment for the Humanities provided $30 million to state and jurisdictional humanities councils for regranting. The My Hope grants were immediately made available for up to $10,000, with an emphasis on maintaining personnel. Michigan Humanities received 306 applications and was thrilled to grant just over $660,000 in emergency funding to 116 Michigan cultural and community organizations.
We will be using the funds from this grant to cover our payroll for at least 1 month.
The grant will be used to cover the library's utilities expenses.
We want to thank the National Endowment for Humanities and Congress for allowing us to keep this programming going during this COVID-19.
And I just want to thank you for all that you're doing for libraries and all that you're doing for us.
These funds will be used to keep Grandma running during the summer.
Certainly help us in payroll and utilities.
This will help me and my 2 part-time staff.
We'll be using to help pay for the salaries of our part-time staff during the current shutdown.
The funding from this grant will go to pay staff salaries, and we could not be more grateful.
This grant really came at the right time.
Thank you to the National Endowment
for the Humanities
and Michigan Humanities
Hope Grant.
The award of this grant brought a bright spot to what has otherwise been a difficult time.
For this award and support of humanities in Michigan.
We would like to say
thank you.
Thank you for helping continue the mission of the Great Lakes Children's Museum.
Thank you so much.
And know that you're appreciated more than we can ever possibly say.
Thank you.
In addition to providing grant support during this critical time, we've also been gathering and sharing resources that can help everyone engage in the humanities online. From reading recommendations to grantee updates, My Humanities at Home highlights Michigan libraries, cultural attractions, grant-funded creative work, and much more. We've also launched Bridging Michigan, which is an event series and grant opportunity to spark conversation and action around systemic inequities. Let's take a look at the ways we've been connecting through humanities virtually at My Humanities at Home.
As we all began interacting, working, and learning in different and socially distanced ways this March, Michigan Humanities at Home was launched as a way to help everyone connect to the humanities virtually.
Live bungalows. Once there was a painter who had 5 children.
When I come from behind the house, I see them down the driveway. 2 boys, perhaps 4 or 5.
Through curating and sharing virtual tours and online story times, to student poetry readings and book recommendations, this growing collection highlights Michigan libraries, cultural attractions, grant-funded creative work, and more.
Even at home, the humanities can help us create joy from our ordinary moments, even under extraordinary circumstances.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce our board chairperson, Versailles Smith Jr. Thank you, Versailles.
Thank you, Shelley. This year's awards provide just a glimpse of the incredible humanities advancing work going on in every corner of Michigan. We are celebrating the prestigious Michigan Humanities Champion, the Michigan Humanities Supporter of the Year, and the Community Impact Award selected by an outstanding roster of nominees. Let's refresh our memories about each category. Outstanding Humanities Supporter, Organization, or Individual. This award recognizes organizations or individuals that have made a lasting contribution to the cultural life of the humanities in their communities or throughout the state. The 2020 Outstanding Humanities Supporter Organization winner is the Willis Patterson Our Own Thing Chorale.
First, I want to say that I was very surprised to find that the award was made to me. I had not been informed that I was being nominated. So I'm grateful to the board of the executive board of the Our Own Thing Chorale and Instructional Program, and to the Humanities Council for choosing me for this award. Thank you.
The Outstanding Humanities Supporter Individual goes to M.L. Liebler.
Thank you, Versailles. I appreciate receiving this award. It's a great honor for me to receive this award from the Michigan Humanities. I've worked with you for many, many years on various art projects of note. More recently, the All Access Cafe for differently abled musicians and literary authors. And also on my many Midtown lit walks that we've had, literary walks we've been doing downtown for about 9 years now. And Michigan Humanities has been a great, great supporter. And this is indeed a real honor. I'm appreciative and grateful.
The next category is the Michigan Champion of the Year, an individual. This award honors a person whose contributions result in outstanding public humanities impact in their community and in our state. And the 2020 award goes to Peter Middleton and Greg Dykehouse of Black River Schools.
It's an honor to be the Michigan Humanities Champion this year with my friend and colleague, Greg Dykehouse. Thank you, Versailles, for nominating me, and this is a great honor.
Yes, Versal, we thank you for this generous acknowledgement. The My Humanities group does impressive work throughout the year, and we are very, very happy and excited to be part of the recognitions. Thank you.
The next category is Community Impact Partner of the Year. This award celebrates schools, libraries, community centers, and other organizations who have brought to life a book, humanities project, conversation series, or other programs in an innovative or creative way to serve their community and our state. And the winner for the Community Impact Partner is the Museum of Ojibwa Culture.
On behalf of the Museum of Ojibwa Culture in beautiful downtown St. Ignace, I would like to personally thank the Michigan Humanities Council for the honor of being named the Community Impact Partner of the Year. Thank you, Michigan Humanities, for the difference you make in our museum.
Congratulations to all of the year's winners and 22 nominees who have championed the value of public humanities and made a lasting contribution to the cultural life of Michigan. We salute you all. Thank you.
We have one more honor this evening that's unfortunately posthumous. We'd like to make a special award to Anne Marie Smith, Michigan Humanities Champion 2020. She is a special partner from the Upper Peninsula and has always served as an active partner in the Great Michigan Read, Museum and Main Street, and many other projects. Anne Marie Smith was the librarian of Pickford Community Library and was determined as much as anyone to bring the arts and humanities to her community whenever possible. She was a tireless advocate for early childhood reading programs, young writers groups, and bringing people together. Sometimes her library had little funding, sometimes no heat, can you imagine, in the Upper Peninsula? And many challenges, both economically and culturally. But she brought the very best to Pickford and will be sorely missed. Unfortunately, Anne Marie passed away in early 2020. We wish she was here with us to accept this award. Here is a bit of what her community has to say in her honor.
Anne Marie was, and will be for all of eternity, the greatest librarian ever. But Anne Marie was a lot more than just a librarian. She was a smiling face, a helpful voice in your ear when you were unsure of what book to choose, and I know this for a fact, a big Hugh Jackman fan. She was a colleague and a community member who was passionate about her job.
She was a tireless advocate of all that the humanities embrace: inclusion, diversity, discovery, authentic conversation, respectful collaboration, and meaningful experiences.
She was the kind of person here that developed and made things successful and helped this community with lots of ideas and an openness. And I believe that she found her fulfillment here in this library. And it was a place that touched her, and she in turn touched everyone else.
I checked out a book once and talked to Anne Marie about it when I was finished, basically giving her a book review. She listened to me not as a polite adult listening to a kid. She listened to me as a book lover, listening to a respected fellow reader. You know,
she would go to great lengths to find a book that they were interested in, and that was the rule. They could leave here with any book they wanted. Any book that they were interested in, they could have. If they wanted a book on tornadoes, she'd rip this place apart to find a book on tornadoes. And if they wanted a picture book, then she would find them one.
Most of all though, Anne Marie was a friend to everyone she met. Anne Marie had the unique ability to make everyone she interacted with feel that they were her favorite person. I mean, how cool is that?
It's hard for me to say all the things that she meant to me. She was just everything, I think, for the community, but also just as friends. And one of her favorite books in the entire world was The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. And I feel that this saying in here that I had painted for when we made her a little books that are donated to her is, we are not quite novels, we are not quite short stories. In the end, we are collected works. And Anne Marie was definitely a collected work.
I have been in the library field for over 35 years, and in that time, I don't think I've ever met an individual who is so entirely committed to embracing and advancing the mission of the library, and by extension, the humanities in her community.
Anne Marie and the Pickford Library will forever be linked. You can't think of the one without thinking of the other. And just for the record, I really do think I was her favorite person.
Michigan Humanities Board and staff are so proud to work with partners across the state, reaching nearly every county in the state of Michigan through our grants and programs. As we look to what's ahead for Michigan Humanities this year and next, we hope you'll join us for the upcoming virtual conversations, new grant and program opportunities, and the Great Michigan Reads current and upcoming selections. Now featuring the 7th statewide selection, What the Eyes Don't See, by Dr. Mona Hanna Atisha. The Great Michigan Read is Michigan Humanities' signature program. Let's learn a little bit more about what's underway and what's ahead for the Great Michigan Read.
Since 2007, the Michigan Humanities Great Michigan Read has connected communities across the state with Michigan-based fiction and nonfiction titles that spark dialogue among diverse perspectives, encourage a deepened understanding of the humanities, and connect thousands of readers with authors, scholars, and engaging educational programming. From the first selection of the Nick Adams stories to the most recent title, What the Eyes Don't See by Dr. Mona Hanna Atisha, Michigan Humanities has increased access to the Great Michigan Read through free books, reader's guides, teacher's guides, and programming opportunities. Now featuring its 7th biennial selection, the Great Michigan Read has created a network of partnerships with libraries, schools, arts and cultural institutions, literacy centers, book clubs, and a wide range of other nonprofit organizations. Since its launch in September 2019, the current Great Michigan Read has reached participants in 72 counties, and Dr. Mona will have visited 22 communities during her in-person and virtual author tour by the program's conclusion in spring 2021.
So this is a Michigan book. Like every part of the state is in this book.
The most exciting thing about my book being chosen for the Great Michigan Read is that I can further share this Michigan story with Michiganders all over the state.
We hope you've enjoyed this presentation of Michigan Humanities Awards 2020, celebrating the humanities work done throughout Michigan, connecting us all together. We urge you to join us as partners and as donors. Visit Michigan Humanities for additional ways that you can support our work, partner on our programs, and bring humanities to your community. We believe that strong cultural sector has never been more critical. Civilizations turn to arts and humanities in time of great change and great challenge. Arts and culture serve as a guidepost and as a lifeline. Won't you join us to support and increase access to the humanities? Here at Michigan Humanities, we are proud to support cultural conversations through the arts and humanities. We hope to see you in 2021. In the meantime, please stay safe, and once again, congratulations to all our winners. Thank you.
Welcome to the, I'm sorry, I messed up right off the start. I'll be better. And I'm here with Versailles. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing that. I'm usually really good at this, Jim, I swear. That's our superhero, humanity.
Michigan Humanities is proud to support our communities in many ways. Michigan Humanities is proud.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tom Dalton, and welcome to a very special edition of Under the Radar. Yeah.
Michigan Humanities. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm going to start one more time because I looked up at myself. So I'm going to try to. I think we're fine. We should just roll. Roll with the punches, Carol. Get rid of me. I'll just watch from here. Getting
Uh-oh. There she goes. Carol.
Sorry.
Your Tom, do Carol, Tagger. Let me go away.
I'll be Vanna.
Okay,
I'm showing
good.
it to you.
This is, ooh, look how special it is.
Okay.
Yeah. There it is.
Right, and I don't mind a little bit of humor in
Yeah,
it too, because you and I are pretty formal looking.
Yeah.
This was fun. I got some good outtakes, so at least between the four of us, we can laugh at them.
Okay. Are you still here? Go out and do your good humanities work. We'll see you next year at the Michigan Humanities nominations.